the tribal chief told me regarding the history of that land. In the tribal folklore, this following incident has been passed down through generations. So, the story goes back to ancient times. Lord Rama, his wife Sita, and his brother Lakshmana were exiled from the kingdom to spend 14 years in a forest, which was coined Vanvas. The name of this forest was Panchvati, and it extended from Nashik in today's Maharashtra to the Goa border. Even today, there exists a place in Nashik which is called Panchvati. Before I explain anything else, I want everyone to understand the difference between Danavas and Rakshasas or Asuras and Pishachas. The Danavas were guns and considered to be lower in stature than Rakshasas. Danavas have a stronger and morphologically different body or physique than humans. A modern day mythological example of Danavas would be centaurs, ogres, minotaurs. Rakshasas were similar to humans in physical structure, but it was their actions and deeds which would separate them from us. A modern day mythological example of this would be giants and witches. And then finally, the Pishachas were primarily Rakshasas who had fallen to even lower levels than Danavas in terms of stature by consumption of human meat and blood. A modern day mythological example would be vampires and werewolves. So, Ravana, whose lineage was that of a Rakshasa or Asura, had a sister, Shurpanakha, who was exiled by him to the same forest because she married a Danava. Ravana had granted Shurpanakha the throne of the kingdom which occupied Panjvati on behest of his wife's request, and the capital of her empire was called Shurparak. Now you must be familiar with the incident that occurred between Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and Shurpanakha in that forest. While in Panchvati, Shurpanakha crossed paths with them, and she fell in love with both of them, and they both rejected her advances since they were already married and committed to their respective spouses. This infuriated her and she tried to hurt Sita. Hence, Lakshmana cut off her nose and an ear. Shurpanakha went on and complained to Ravana, and according to the scriptures, what happened after that went down in history as one of the greatest epics. Ravana abducted Sita, and Lord Rama marched upon Lanka with his primate army and laid waste to Ravana's dominion. But this history is incomplete. A missing part of this story has been passed down for generations amongst the tribals who used to stay around my house at the time before modernization took place. Ravana had a brother who was a Pishachi Rakshas and used to live in Panchvati. He was similar to a Brahma Rakshas. His name was Kara. The peculiarity of this creature was that he was a man eater and used to gain vitality through consumption of human blood and meat. He had an army of similar creatures and the number ranged between 13 to 15,000. Before complaining to Ravana, Shurpanakha approached Kara and narrated the incident and asked him to take revenge against Lord Ram and Lakshmana on her behalf. And he did just that. He marched with his army of man-eating, blood-drinking Pishachas against the divine. The most interesting fact of this part of the story, which is passed down in the tribal folklore, is that though Kara was the leader of that army and the cousin of Ravana, he wasn't the strongest. He was only the second strongest in his own army. War ensued, and Lord Rama and Lakshmana managed to defeat the whole army, including Kara, except one Pishach. This Pishach was the strongest amongst them because he was cursed. The curse was that this Pishach would be eternally hungry, and as long as there was fire in his stomach, he couldn't be killed. He was nearly immortal. Lord Rama fought valiantly against this creature to a stalemate, and being the god incarnate himself, he realized the curse which was preventing this Pishach from dying. So, to defeat him, Lord Ram blessed this Pishach with a boon. The boon was that if this Pishach quits man-eating and blood-drinking, he would attain moksha and be free from the curse of eternal hunger. However, if he dared to break this promise, he would be damned for 2 yugas to extreme hunger and unable to feed himself after losing his physical form. Yugas refer to timeline or ages in Hindu scriptures. He would regain his powers only at the start of Kali Yuga, and yet, even after regaining his powers, he would be not able to feed on the physical aspect of living creatures, like their meat and blood. Instead, he would have to find a different way to sustain his life force. And this Pishach eventually broke his promise, and everything happened according to what Lord Rama said. However, if he dared to break this promise, he would be damned for 2 yugas to extreme hunger and unable to feed himself after losing his physical form. Yugas refer to timeline or ages in Hindu scriptures. He would regain his powers only at the start of Kali Yuga, and yet, even after regaining his powers, he would be not able to feed on the physical aspect of living creatures, like their meat and blood. Instead, he would have to find a different way to sustain his life force. And this Pishach eventually broke his promise, and everything happened according to what Lord Rama said. Kali Yuga started approximately 5,000 years ago, and it is still going on. And this Pishach has regained his ethereal strength. Now, he feeds on the life force of living creatures, be it human or animals. Now you might know where this is going, but this Pishach is the Magrur. The story's been passed down by the tribals since their clan came into existence. I couldn't believe in it until I did some research of my own back then when it started affecting me. And according to the tribals, the land where they and I used to live was the capital of the empire ruled by Shurpanakha, and their capital was called Shurparak. Until date, there exists a ground near my place having the name Shurparak. In fact, the ancient name of this land has been officially recognized as Shurparak by the Archaeological Society of India, as it is quoted in many scriptures and ancient artifacts found here. So it looks like I've finally found my answer.